Hi, my name is Billy Ornsby, and I just wanted to tell everyone out there that it does get better.
Hi, my name's Sam, and I've known I was gay since I was very young.
Hi, my name is Casey Berkmeyer. I've known I was gay for a very long time, since I was probably about 12.
Hi, my name is Matt. I am a medical student here at Midwestern University. When I was about 14, I was able to finally vocalize that I was gay, and I told my mom.
Hi, I'm Scott. I go by Scooter. I'm here to tell you a little bit about my story.
So my name is Ashka Otodaria. I'm a second-year med student here, and I was a shy kid growing up.
Like so many of us, I grew up in a religious background, went to Sunday school, and even did my confirmation. So when I was younger and I started to realize I was gay, I felt really ashamed, alone, and scared. And I felt like I had no one to talk to.
So growing up, I was kind of an angry child, and I never knew why I was so angry.
I grew up in a very religious family, and when I was 14, my brother came out to my parents, and my parents sat the whole family down and kind of had a family meeting without him, and said to not let him around, and to kind of basically disown him at that point. I was petrified as soon as I found that out.
It was then that she told me it was a phase and I would grow out of it, and so it was never really spoken of again at that time. And over time, things just kind of happened and fell into place, I guess, for me to come out to my father and then to the rest of my family, which ended up with me being in reparative therapy.
Everybody gets picked on when they're in elementary school and junior high, if your nose is too big, if you're fat, if you're skinny. So that was that, but I started to feel different. I didn't want to hang out with the boys. I always hung out with the girls, and I didn't know what it was. And it wasn't until a little bit later in junior high that I realized people started calling me gay, and I was like, oh crap, that's what I am, I'm gay.
And in 8th grade, Columbine happened, and my teachers decided that I would be turned into one of these kids. And they had this big meeting with my parents and the principal of the school and all of my teachers, and they convinced my parents to send me to a therapist. And I went to 2 therapists, and they wanted to give me drugs, and my mom was like, no, I don't want my 12-year-old on drugs.
When I finally got to high school, I tried to hide the fact that I was gay by joining sports and basically trying to stay under the radar. You know, I was always the quiet one, kept everything bottled in, and tried to put out a persona that really wasn't me. So by my senior year, I was miserable because I wasn't being true to myself, and you know, I was depressed, crying, praying at night that things would get better. But because I was acting as a different person, it just never did.
I grew up in a small town in Oregon, maybe like 3,500, and I didn't end up coming out until I was a senior in high school. I didn't come out to my parents until like after my freshman year of college.
I was in high school, so I kind of went back in the closet and never did anything, and my feelings and emotions continued to boil. And I got to one point where I was being picked on so much at high school that it got to the point where I wasn't happy with my life and I wanted to end it.
And it wasn't until I was dating this girl and she told me that, and very religious girl that told me that God had told her that we shouldn't date, that there was some reason, she didn't know why, but she knew that we couldn't date, and I kind of took that as a sign. And it was then that I quit going to therapy and realized, you know, I couldn't keep trying to force myself to be somebody that I wasn't, because I wasn't happy in the time. It was kind of eye-opening, and it kind of woke me up
And so from then on, it was anything I could do to hide it or suppress it, not be myself, live a double life, getting picked on. And then once it was high school, stuff got really bad.
Like in high school, I kind of felt like stuck. Like everyone knew me as this shy person that didn't really talk to anyone. And I really, really had this longing to go somewhere where I could start over and where no one knew I was shy, and so I could just reset.
It really, from that point on, I knew I had to change, the way I was living. That day I decided, to change the fact that I was hiding this secret. So I decided to come out to some coworkers who I considered to be really good friends at the time. And they were a little bit older, they were in college, so they basically accepted me for who I was, welcomed me, told me, that's okay to be who you are. And it really gave me hope that, after high school, there's people just like them everywhere, where you don't have to be scared of who you are, and everyone will accept you for who you are. And if they don't, you have choices. You're not stuck with the same group of people.
In college, I met my fiance, Elena, and I finally came out to my parents, and then life after that was so much better. I changed as a person.
I finally decided to tell my friends that I was gay, and I had one friend that told me she knew. And as soon as she said that, I had an instant relief in my gut, and I felt really happy. It took me a while after that to tell my family.
And I realized that I just needed to accept who I was and be that person, that even after all the time of being bullied in high school and things like that, and how miserable that was, it was time for me to just accept it. And once I did, those people that bullied me, it was interesting because I think it seemed more like they only honed in on it because I wasn't willing to accept it in myself, because once I did, they didn't really care.
It was that point I realized I just need to stop hiding and be open and be me, because what else do I have to lose? I've been through it all, and I can't take it anymore. And once I let go and came out, it got better.
It was in my undergrad that I realized that I'm bisexual. I like men, I like women, and I've always been open about it.
Looking back on that day where, I was at that low point, contemplating suicide, if someone would have told me back then that I'd be in grad school, I'd be living with my partner of 9 years, that we've just bought a house together, I would never believe it. So it does get better. You just have to get through these tough times.
In the end, I just became a better person by accepting myself. And, if you just hang in there, it gets better. Love yourself and embrace who you are.
I came out and I was happy, and so it does get better, and things do change, and life will become much better for you, and you'll become happier.
And now I can say that it really does get better and that things are really good for me.
If you're thinking that there's no one else out there like you or going through what you've been through, we all have. We all get picked on, and it does get better.